In this episode of Plastic Makes Perfect, are looks everything when it comes to first impressions?
People that base their first impressions solely on looks are called shallow people.
I have to say I'm guilty of judging people on their appearance.
Then again, people that say looks have nothing to do with their judgment are called liars.
In our hidden camera test, we see how people react to the first impression Mary makes in her job as TV reporter.
Dropping my papers!
We'll alter her look from fab-looking fumbler to punk pro. Robin believes you only have 3 seconds to make a good first impression. In her job in the fashion industry, she knows better than anyone that looking the part is key. Does this mean a designer face to go with those designer duds?
I get my photo taken quite a bit in the business I'm in, and I want to look fabulous.
There's no avoiding it. As we get older, our faces change. Stress, sun, smoking, illness, poor diet. They can all accelerate the aging process.
Now, makeup counters around the world sell billions of dollars of creams for anti-wrinkling and anti-aging.
But to really turn back the hands of time, no cream can compare to plastic surgery. Am I allowed to say this? Makeup companies aren't gonna get mad, are they? Yeah, after this, Deborah DiGiovanni was never seen again. Bum, bum, bum.
Are first impressions just skin deep?
As much as we don't want to admit it, first impressions are skin deep. I mean, when you first meet someone, whether you like it or not, your mind is already making assumptions about that person.
I'd hate to say it, but I'd do the same thing when I first see somebody. It's their looks that I look at. But you're lying if you say it's not. That's the first thing that attracts you to somebody.
I'm more impressed with someone's firm handshake and that gleam in their eye that means they have a certain spark.
First impressions to me are important, but you know, they're only first impressions. And I think we spend too much time on things that are really, literally and figuratively, on the surface.
Rebecca Rosenblatt is a renowned psychotherapist. What do studies tell us about first impressions?
Researchers at Princeton discovered that when we see a new face, our brain decides whether or not that person is attractive and trustworthy within 1/10 of a second. Attraction and trust are amongst the fastest forming intuitions. Furthermore, these first impressions are lasting. The psychological term for this phenomenon is anchoring, because people get anchored to their first impressions.
Is our first impression based purely on appearance? Plastic Makes Perfect puts it to the test. We've sent Mary out to the mall posing as an on-camera field reporter. She'll attempt to ask passers-by a few questions about first impressions. Mary is well-dressed and groomed. She looks professional, but Mary's not very good at being a reporter.
Hi, this is Mary Ashton reporting for Plastic Makes Perfect. Excuse me, would you like to answer just a quick couple of questions? Whoops, sorry. Couple of questions. Hang on.
Mary looks the part.
Oh my gosh, I keep dropping my papers. I'm so sorry.
Will that be enough to make a good first impression?
What was your first impression of me when I came up to you?
Professional, friendly.
A good first impression?
Very good first impression.
Thank you.
Meet Robin. She's in the fashion industry. Robin's job is all about looks and first impressions. In her high-profile job as president of the Fashion Design Council of Canada, her appearance is constantly on display, and she wants to continue to look current.
I get my photo taken quite a bit in the business I'm in, and I want to look fabulous.
Robin is also a breast cancer survivor. Treatments can take their toll on one's appearance, and Robin wants to feel confident and look healthy and fresh.
After my chemo and cancer experience, I didn't ever think I needed or wanted breast reconstruction, but I cared about my face.
She's no cosmetic surgery rookie. Robin has already had a few small procedures, and now she's ready to recontour her face. She's considering a stealth facelift.
When I look in the mirror, I see that this part of my face and neck have kind of come down, and this procedure is going to bring things up I think that will look great in photographs. I am a bit self-conscious on my profile.
Board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Stephen Mulholland has worked with Robin before and knows her medical history. He'll be able to give Robin the information she needs to make a decision about her surgery. But let's check back with our social experiment. We want to know if first impressions are based purely on looks alone. We've been tracking people's first impressions of Mary, the clumsy reporter.
Whoops.
So far, they've all been positive.
What kind of first impression did I make on you?
I think you're absolutely adorable.
Oh, really?
Kind of eager, young reporter. If you'd have been a guy, I probably wouldn't have stopped.
She's so attractive, everyone wants to talk to this girl. Men must be leaving the barber shop to walk across the mall. No, I just want this side. That's cool. Hot girl. Hot girl.
You look professional.
It really showed me how important it is to look like you know what you're doing.
You look like a good person.
How can Robin refashion her face? She consults with Dr. Mulholland about her options.
Just outline the one or two things that are really bothering you.
This is a drag.
Yes.
And so I guess I thought that would take it away.
Right. I think to overdo your cheek would really be an aesthetic mistake. And if we took a little bit of this stuff right here, that's that extra hunk of unattractive skin, and were to take that back, I think you'd really like that contour.
I think so.
So when I do that, you like what you see?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Well, that's what I call then the stealth lift.
Dr. Mulholland recommends a stealth lift, a facelift with considerably less visible scarring than a regular facelift, as the scars are hidden behind and inside the ear. Skin removal from Robin's upper eyelid, and liposuction for her chin.
Right.
There you go.
One does need a good profile.
Yes, but we will improve it significantly, absolutely.
Okay, I'm excited. Dr. Mulholland, he had me study my saggy, jowly, ancient visage. The idea of rejuvenating that is very appealing. The only thing that I'm worried about is, like, downtime. It's a really busy time of year for me.
Robin's main concerns are, with her career and an upcoming gala event, Robin can't afford an extended recovery. Robin wants to look natural and fresh, not too tight or too extreme. There's risks with all surgeries. Here are two to consider. Nerve injury. 3 to 5% of patients will experience feeling nerve damage, meaning they will have some numbness in the area. Chronic pain. Chronic pain is very rare, but if lengthy treatment with strong drugs is needed, daily activities such as driving may be out of the question. Robin talks it over with her good friend and colleague, Carolyn.
I think it'd be great. Well, I didn't really realize how bad it was till he pulled my face back and showed me that.
What it's gonna look like when it's done.
Yeah. So do you think I should do it?
Absolutely. I think it's great.
Yeah?
Especially if it makes you feel better.
Well, I think I'll do it.
Coming up on Plastic Makes Perfect, we alter Mary's appearance. But will that affect how she's judged if she does a good job?
Excuse me, could I interview you for a couple questions? No.
And it's surgery day for Robin.
I feel a little nervous, but I'm excited.
Previously on Plastic Makes Perfect. In our hidden camera test, we find out if first impressions are solely superficial, or if what we do and say matters too.
Honestly, what was your first impression when I came up to you?
Good-looking, nice girl, right? Keeps
Yeah.
dropping pens, but it's okay.
And photographed a lot as the president of the Fashion Design Council of Canada, Robin has decided to have a stealth facelift.
Well, I think I'll do it.
I think it's great.
Yeah?
Especially if it makes you feel better.
Though the popularity of facelifts has diminished over the recent years due to wide availability of non-invasive procedures like peels and fillers, the facelift still remains the 6th most common plastic surgery procedure. Oh, and the 7th, if you were wondering, is total head replacement.
Let's check in with our Plastic Makes Perfect hidden camera test. Professional reporters don't roll out of bed looking fab. Our stylists work to get Mary picture perfect. But now she'll be made up to look punk and a bit outrageous. Not at all what you'd expect a reporter to look like. Oddly enough, with her inappropriate new look, her reporting skills will soar. What impression will she make now?
I made a great first impression in the other outfit. Let's see how I do now.
What do you think when you think of a facelift?
When I think of a facelift, automatically I think of a cat. I'm sorry, it's just tight, eyes up to here.
When I think of a facelift, I just wish our society would not be so quick to go to the knife. I wish we would appreciate growing old gracefully.
I think a facelift is something that makes somebody a lot more well-rested, create a better image for themselves. If somebody feels good about having it done and they want to do it for their own personal reasons, I think great.
In part 1 of our Plastic Makes Perfect social experiment,
hang on.
We had beautiful Mary posing as a reporter.
Do you have this? You got it?
Looking the part but performing terribly. 10 people had a positive first impression of her.
Oh, I like you. You've been so pleasant.
Very nice, very beautiful.
Very nice.
I had no hesitation to stop.
In part 2 of our experiment, we turned Mary into a funky punk. She doesn't look much like a reporter now. In fact, she looks more suited for a night at a hard rock concert. Her skills honed to perfection. What kind of first impression will she make now?
We size others up at a glance and make snap judgments around whether or not they have the traits we consider important. As such, I predict that now people will avoid Mary since she no longer looks like a reporter.
This is Mary Ashton reporting live from the mall. Let me see. Excuse me. Could I ask you a couple questions? No? Okay. Excuse me, could I interview you for just a couple questions? Could I interview you, just ask you a couple questions?
Seems everyone's in a hurry to get away from Mary now.
Well, you see, but I may not approach her either. She looks like she might cut you.
Excuse me, could I ask you a couple questions? No? They looked at me like I was a freak.
Here comes a taker. Here comes a take.
Excuse me, could I ask you a couple questions
Oh,
for
no, sorry,
teacher?
I have to go.
Oh, no. Watch right by. Surprised?
In the fashion industry, it is extremely important to look the part. So whether you're working behind the scenes or you're in front of the camera, everybody associated with the fashion industry is expected to be beautiful.
I definitely feel a little pressure to look a certain way. As a hairstylist especially, you want to look a certain way for your clients because you want to get them to look their best.
Robin wants to look her best and is about to have surgery for a stealth facelift.
I feel a little nervous, apprehensive, but I'm excited. You know, life's a lot about feeling for me. I want to feel good, and looking good is part of feeling good.
Coming up on Plastic Makes Perfect, Robin gets her stealth lift. And we'll find out the final results of our hidden camera test. You might be surprised.
What was your first impression of me when you looked at me?
You want to get noticed.
Previously on Plastic Makes Perfect. In our hidden camera test, we find out if looks are everything when it comes to first impressions.
You look like a good person.
Excuse me, could I interview you for a couple questions? No? Okay.
And Robin wants to improve her first impression. She's decided to have a stealth facelift.
Typically, the benefits of a facelift last about 5 to 10 years, though a small group of patients, usually older, may require surgery sooner, sometimes within the first year. Maintenance today is usually in the form of non-invasive procedures such as peels, fillers, Botox. They can all help maintain the benefits of a facelift.
The results are in on our Plastic Makes Perfect hidden camera test. 10 out of 10 people who stopped to talk to the look-appropriate Mary had a positive first impression of her.
Absolutely adorable.
But Punky Mary? Only 3 people were willing to stop.
What was your first impression of me?
I'll stay a little bit away. I don't know, because you can be like with a bad crowd.
I got a few, but they didn't really take me seriously. I think it was more of a novelty for them to talk to me. Like, I'm too scary.
Far too scary.
I learned that first impressions really do matter. As far as first impression, looks are everything.
As predicted, our little test backed up what Princeton researchers discerned. Mary was judged on her appearance even before she spoke a single word.
Do you think I'm professional, despite my appearance?
I think so. I think you have a very nice manner about you, a nice way of speaking that I wouldn't have expected.
What was your first impression of me? And you can be absolutely, completely, totally honest.
Totally honest?
Mm-hmm, go for it.
I think you're gorgeous. You're looking attractive.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess there's someone for everyone. Would you get a facelift?
Yes, I would get an everything lift. Everybody help. Come on.
Would I get a facelift? With all this? Are you kidding? To me, aging is a natural process, and I don't really want to interfere with that so much.
I don't think I would ever get a facelift. I wouldn't judge somebody if they did get a facelift because I think plastic surgery is something very personal, and if you want to do it, then go ahead and do it. But, I mean, I think there's something beautiful about aging naturally.
I think it'd be great. I think when I'm a little bit older and I have a few extra little wrinkles that I really don't like, sure, why not? Of course I would get a facelift. It would make me feel better and look a little more rested.
Good morning, Robin.
Dr. Mulholland sees Robin before the surgery to review the procedure.
I'm going to hide that incision in your ear, right here, nothing in front of the ear, but in your ear. That's the stealth component, and then take it up behind the ear, so your scar's hidden right in that sulcus.
He then draws marking lines on Robin's face.
So I'm going to let the girls know the nurses are going to come and get you. You'll be with us overnight. I look forward to our journey.
I do too.
You're gonna do great because I'm gonna do great.
Thank you.
Okay. Pleasant dreams, and we will work on restoring that those nice profile shots and magazine pictures with the jawline again. Okay.
I want to look as healthy and good on the outside as I feel on the inside.
The team is ready to begin. Dr. Mulholland makes an incision behind Robin's ear. Then the skin is carefully pulled and tucked into place. The excess is trimmed. Next, a little liposuction under the chin. Lastly, he moves to the eyelids, removing a few millimeters of skin from the upper lid. And after 3 hours, Robin's surgery is complete. The anesthetist and recovery nurse continue to monitor Robin carefully after the surgery.
Robin's surgery went very well today. All the goals at the start of the procedure that we had set out were achieved. I think she'll be very pleased with the surgery. I think she'll be horrified with the swelling and the bruising, as all people are. But she'll look pretty good in 7 to 8 days. She'll be looking pretty good in makeup in 7 to 8 days.
Coming up on Plastic Makes Perfect. Will Robin be happy with the outcome of her surgery? Previously on Plastic Makes Perfect, we changed Mary from fab-looking fumbler to punk pro to see if looks are everything when it comes to first impressions. Fumbling Mary scored high.
What was your first impression of me?
Professional? I think you're absolutely adorable.
But Punk Mary?
I'll stay a little bit away.
You probably won't get the job, I'm sorry.
Mary found, yes, looks are everything. And after Robin's stealth lift, is she ready for her close-up?
Okay, it seems obvious that you're gonna need extra rest to help you recover while you heal.
But did you know that after some facelift procedures, you may need to abstain from some of the following? Blow drying your hair, wearing earrings, vigorous exercise, household work, alcohol, even sex may be off limits for a certain period of time, which is fine with me because I don't do any of those.
How would you flaunt a new face?
I don't think I would flaunt a new face. I think plastic surgery is supposed to be very subtle, and it's something that gives you that, oh, she looks great, what did she do?
I would take out a billboard, because if I spent that much money on my face, I want everyone to see it. And then I would go to a senior's home, and I would flaunt my smoothness in front of them.
What can Robin expect?
We did some surgery to restore this youthful balance. What I anticipate for Robin, as I would with all patients, I'll talk about what the maintenance are, what their maintenance requirements are, stay out of the sun, sunblock. And again, she can hold a very youthful appearance for a very long time. This is almost like income preservation therapy. You freeze your face at a certain age, and you look that way for a very long time.
It's been 2 months since Robin's surgery. Robin's jawline looks younger and more defined. With the excess skin gone, her eyelids are smoother and less wrinkled. How does Robin feel?
I feel good. I feel really good. Thinking of wearing one of these. I'm very happy with my more refreshed face. Well, I've been a designer all my life, but to be involved in the redesign of your own face is very interesting. I think that doing this procedure was really worth it for me. My goals have been completely met.
So does plastic make perfect when it comes to first impressions?
In the fashion business, first impressions are it. I mean, what the dress looks like, what the person looks like. I do look younger, fresher, better, and that makes me feel good. I'm happy about that.